Ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to step out of my comfort zone. If you are not a fan of pro wrestling or Razorfist, aka the Rageaholic, this will not be the video for you. So let me set the table. This is the Rageaholic. I found him originally in part because of the ill-fated Game Overthinker series. I was poking through various videos criticizing Movie Bob. Behind Razorfist's persona, the content creator shows a plethora of love and appreciation for gaming, movies, pro wrestling, comic books, and there's a real wealth of sincerity on topics I regretfully should know more about. His piece on The Shadow and its inspiration to Batman are very enlightened and entertaining, all the while taking the time to put on a show. If you're a fan of Razorfist, or this sounds like something that you would be interested in, I'm going to toss you a link here so that you can make up your own mind, and I encourage you to do so. Friday the 13th, Razorfist had just put up a video. Vince Russo did not kill Owen Hart. This is based on Jim Cornette's somewhat frank and unfiltered bile for Vince Russo. In a long, drawn-out laundry list of grievances that can and have taken up videos, I will try to link a video or two of those in the comments. Mr. Cornette has suggested, oh hell, he straight up stated that Vince Russo was responsible for Owen Hart's death. To put this into perspective, Owen Hart's last, and ironically enough, first gimmick in the WWF was known as the Blue Blazer. Long story short, while being dropped down from the ceiling, the device on Owen Hart's person malfunctioned and he plummeted to his death on May 23rd, 1999, at the WWF pay-per-view Over the Edge. Now that we got that ultra-lazy-ass recap out of the way, I simply left the remark on Mr. Fist's videos as follows. Loved Owen Hart. Jim Cornette has forgotten more about wrestling than this whole comments section will ever know. Up to and including myself. This is a touchy subject. Like in a sea of Tumblr trigger queens who fly off the handle at literally nothing, this is an awful lot. I would like to pause to clarify as opposed to the nonsensical ramblings from Razorfist, be it on video games, sci-fi, or comic books, all things I'm a fan of, by the way. I simply stated this was a more serious topic. I know it's just my shit opinion to say that someone dying counts for more, so by all means feel free to disregard me as I continue. That said, since you insisted, it was Russo's idea to put Owen up there. Was it a poor form from Jimmy to jump on this? This is a whole ugly incident, and death has a dignity all its own. You're not adding anything by standing over Owen Hart's body with a clickbait title like this. Can you? Sure. Should you? For a man who seems to concern himself with ethics, you're going to get more than a couple of crooked glances for this. To which you said,
yes, it was his idea to schedule a stunt in an action show. I already defeated this argument in this video. You repeatedly shrieking, "Nuh-uh," won't change that. Owen's stunt was not the first. It wasn't even the most grand. Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, even a few months previously, Owen himself had all performed the same and similar stunts safely. It's not Vince Russo's fault for booking yet another stunt into an action-oriented show that had featured them for decades.
I didn't say it was.
Before and after Owen's accident.
Hey asshole, I never stated you were wrong. Pull your head out of your ass.
Your argument is complete dog shit, and your accusations of clickbait in a video that's 4 years old represent some of the most vacuous, ill-informed pabulum I've ever suffered in a comments section. Congratulations! Don't come back.
Forget the 4-year-old video. The death happened 16 to 17 years ago. Seeing as how you said the corpse wasn't even cold when Jim Cornette started chiming in, you yourself admittedly came late to the party by a good 12 to 13 years, like a vulture, to pick at a body that had long since been dead. Yes, Jimmy is an old, out-of-date curmudgeon who hates and despises Vince Russo. I think you, me, and Jimmy can all agree on that. And then you drop this classy pearl.
On the mic, a sort of standard get in the ring and work sort of wrestler. I like the more theatrical elements of professional wrestling. I like Goldust. I like Undertaker. But these are the same. He was one of those workers a la Daniel Bryant and Dolph Ziggler that sort of has turned the modern WWE product into such a drooling fucking bore.
Who the fuck asked you? That had fuck all to do with Corny or Russo, and I understand part of doing your opinion piece is about interjecting yourself into the piece and the thoughts and opinions, is very much part of your online persona, and it's a good entertaining one. My whole point was, and I do apologize if I didn't convey this entirely, you're a fucking scumbag, Razzie. to stand on top of Owen Hart's corpse and preach down on Jim Cornette. There are several other reasons that I'm sure you could just as easily have criticized Jimmy, being stubborn, out of touch, so forth and so on, but you went for the dirtiest one that you could think of because you're a fucking 16-year-old edgelord with no respect for the dead, and that's the extent of my whole argument, princess. So when you tell me not to come back to your channel, don't worry, sport, it won't be a problem. You can go back to riding Jim Sterling and Movie Bob's ass, but I'll tell you what they don't do. They don't stand on the corpses of the departed to put themselves over. Fuck you and have a nice day.
You couldn't not love Owen if you know him. It's that simple. If there was one person that didn't get along with Owen, then I suggest you take a long look in the mirror. Something is wrong with you.
Absolutely.
That's the type of man Owen Hart was.